Hi, this is Dan with Backstage Unrated, and I'm with the band.
You.
You are.
Aaron.
Tim.
Joanna.
Isaac.
Glad to meet you.
You
Nice
too.
to meet you too.
So this is your first or second or third tour, or what is it?
Well, we tour on and off throughout the year, so
Mhm.
this is actually a local show for us because we're from DeKalb, Illinois.
Close.
Yes.
And how did you form?
Tim, you want to take
Yeah,
that one?
back in 2009, Joanna and Aaron and I were playing together. Aaron's my brother, so we've always been kind of playing music together. And we had a third brother who was involved with the band as well, but then he decided to go to the Air Force, and so we called up Isaac, and the four of us have been playing together ever since. So that was back in '09, so
4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
Have you played in other bands before that? As a continuation, or just like pop in and out different bands? And
No.
Yeah, nothing.
No, not me.
Nothing serious. Yeah. I mean,
just play with your brothers.
yeah, I just play with brothers. Yeah,
Okay.
garage band.
And you played Cornerstone, 2011. How was
Yes.
that?
Yeah,
That
was
was
great.
awesome.
That was sweet.
Was it the year before they shut it down?
I think
Yeah,
so.
they shut down 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So-
they went through in 2011.
Yeah, so it was special for us to be able to have a chance to play on the main stage there, and we kind of look back and laugh because it was earlier on when we were still developing our sound, and we made our set of mistakes, but the experience itself was a lot of fun. And
Yeah, because we actually won a contest, so we were on the main stage that all the main acts play on. It wasn't a side stage or anything.
Okay.
So it was kind of a very humbling experience
Yeah.
being on the,
It
on
was-
the main stage.
Yeah, it was the first time for us to play on a large stage, so
It's
it was a little bit scary.
It was like a behemoth. It was just gigantic.
I mean, Cornerstone is Christian, so you're a Christian band or more mainstream, or how do you describe your music?
Well, we've kind of changed the direction of our band over the years. When we started out, we were a little bit more worship style. And now I'd say we've kind of progressed from like alternative rock to more alternative indie electronic a little bit.
More like Flyleaf?
So, no, not
like
really.
Katy Perry,
Yeah, not as hard.
Yeah, not as much rock as Flyleaf. More like, I mean, Kai Kai is an artist that we are really enjoying right now. They're kind of an up and coming band, but yeah, they've got more of an electronic sound, less rock like Flyleaf.
Yeah, but we'll play all types of venues. I mean, we love, coming into the city and playing the bar scene, and we'll do cafes and festivals and all types of different venues.
You thought about South by Southwest?
We have talked about that. I think we're trying to get in next year, so hopefully that'll
It's a
happen.
great venue.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. I've been there like 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we missed it this year.
Yeah, it's going on right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I know.
Right.
A little too late. But yeah, hopefully we'd love to go down there.
Yeah, actually, when I went to South by, saw Katy Perry before he went to
Really?
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
The same year was Katy Perry and Amy Winehouse.
Oh, wow.
I
Nice.
saw Amy Winehouse in a tent with 100
Yeah.
people,
Yep.
and Katy Perry was in the direct TV studio.
Okay.
They were pushing back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think she plays there anymore.
No. Well, you never know.
Yeah, she might
pop
come
up.
back. Probably not.
So, what's your musical backgrounds?
Individually,
Yes.
so we all have, I think, slightly different backgrounds. Trying to think. Go ahead, Tim.
So I started playing guitar in 2001, so how many years that's been. Took lessons and then kind of just learned on my own. Went to school for a music business degree, so I kind of dabbled in other.
Got the degree, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
cool.
so piano and that kind of stuff too. But then you have more of a classical background.
I mean, I started playing piano when I was about 5. I just took private lessons from a neighbor down the street. So I played from, I think, age 5 to age 15, and then I quit because I just did not like performing at all, and my mom kind of forced me to do it. So I took a long break from music and didn't start playing again until college. And that's when I kind of got involved in these guys because I've always loved singing. I just didn't like performing in front of people. And then I took some private vocal lessons to just help develop and started playing piano again and writing and stuff. But I didn't go to school for music, so I have not been formally trained. But yeah, it's been just a learning process for me.
Yeah, growing up I'm one of 9 kids, so we're all super musical. So I kind of started playing music when I was really young, and it was started on piano, kind of like Joanna, like being forced to do it. And I quit when I was like 10 because not because I didn't like performing, I just wanted to make up my own stuff. I was like, listen, those notes up there, I want to play something different. And they're like, no, you got to play it. So, like, okay, I'm done with this, and started on drums, and then progressed to guitar and bass and various other instruments. So right now I play bass in this band.
Well, this brings up another question, though. Tim and Isaac, since you play bass and guitar, what's your main instrument, and what year is it?
Like what kind of guitar am I playing?
Yes.
I'm just playing a 72 Telecaster Deluxe reissue, so nothing fancy, nothing vintage. I wish it was a 72. It's just a reissue though, so probably 2000.
I used to have a 67.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And mine's like just a Sound Gear, like super middle of the road bass, and there's something really unique about that one though. I'm totally attached to it. It's got such a warm tone on it with like proper strings on there. It's got like there's different bass players that I talk to, and they're like, dude, you got a really good sound. And somehow, fortunately, I got that one because I played other ones that are like the same model and they sound like crap. So it's not amazing, but it's a magic bass. I love it.
Well, it's awesome who's playing it, too.
Probably, maybe.
That's true.
Yeah. In 2012, you did an Extreme tour. What was that?
That was an interesting experience, but it was a blast. We went out on the road for, I think, 5 weeks with a bunch of other bands in an old converted like tour bus, like a Greyhound bus, with a bunch of other bands, and traveled all over the Midwest. And we would set up in parks outside, and we did it in the middle of the summer, and it was like over 100 degrees everywhere. But that was like our first major tour that we did together, so it was definitely a growing experience for us as a band. There were a lot of difficult times, but I think in the end it made us a lot stronger, and there were a lot of ups and downs. We didn't get to shower all the time, so they smelled all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So you probably do venues that have showers, right?
That would be nice, but that didn't always happen.
It was kind of like the boot camp of tours. I mean, it's down and dirty. You're doing your push-ups. You're grinding out there in the hot sun. I almost like passed out one time. It was really cool. I had never passed out from heat, but all of a sudden I felt like this like the light kind of like dimming, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. But it's worth it.
Yeah. That sounds like experience.
Yeah.
Definitely an experience.
On your video, Go On, how did that become big? How did you start developing it and wanting to do a video out of it?
Yeah, it was just a really fun song. We wanted to do something that just displayed our personality as a band. So we have like the main shot of where we did the video, but then we also did some shots of like from live shows and being on tour and stuff. So they kind of did most of the video.
We did shot some video on top of the garage, parking garage, and Aaron and I were editing. We just did it ourselves. And when we were editing the video, we're like, this is kind of lame. Like it wasn't really what we wanted. But then we had all this other footage from live shows that we've done. We're like, hey, why don't we kind of like mix this in there and do a little, show a different side of the band and that kind of stuff. And when we started pulling that content in, it really came to life in a different way and was something we actually liked. So just kind of a fun video we did.
On the video, Winter Wonderland and Winter Eves, are those Christmas songs or?
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually released a winter EP last year, and so we had 4 original winter songs, and then we did 2 covers. So that was from our project last year. But I mean, every winter season we pull those songs out, and we'll play them live too.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, Anna Nancy Wilson does it every year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're a project called, I think it's something by the UN, and every year they put a Christmas song in there.
Cool.
Yeah, something that we wanted to do for a long time, and we I think went back and forth on we're just gonna do a single or just put out a little video of a Christmas song, and it kind of developed into a full EP that we really all came to like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was different for us. a little bit more jazz influence in some of the songs than our typical
saw that.
sound.
Yeah.
And black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little retro.
Mm-hmm. When you're touring, what's some of the most exciting things that's happened during the tour and the worst that you can talk about?
One of the exciting things for me is just not really knowing what to expect. It's kind of brings a little bit more adventure into it when you don't really know where you're going, or I mean, well, you might know where you're going, but you don't know who's going to be there or what you're going to have available as far as the sound goes. And to me, it's just kind of what I thrive off of, is just like in the moment, how do we adjust and pull off something that is either challenging, venue or scenario, or something that is awesome. So that's what I like about it. Otherwise, I mean, I just like being around these guys, and even through the hard times, good times. It's fun just seeing each other grow individually and as a group throughout all these different situations.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, besides playing at awesome venues and, being able to travel the U.S., kind of like what Aaron said, I really genuinely love my bandmates and the people that also travel with us, because most of the time my family, like my dad, will travel with us. And I mean, they're brothers. He's my brother-in-law. He's married to my younger sister, and sometimes she'll travel with us too. So I love spending time with them. We have a blast. And I mean, also getting to play amazing music is really cool too.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of touring is once you've already played the show, when we like accomplish something kind of crazy, a few music has never been there, and then we bring all of our stuff in, set up all of our equipment, and then present our art. And I love being able to chill with people afterwards, talking, seeing how our music has influenced them, or just doing life together, find out like what's happening, just not even talking about music, but just talking about life in general. I'm a big fan of that. So I'm a talker too, so I'll stay there to the venue the whole time, and just till the last person leaves.
All right. What's something bad that's happened?
Oh, okay, bad stuff.
Those are all really good. Yeah, I mean, well, from that tour, I mean, there were times where just like it was so hot, like you said, he almost passed out. Like we had parts of my amp were melting because the sun was so hot. It was just like the hard rubber was like jello. Stories of her puking before shows and using his sweat rag, and he didn't know it until after he used it. So different things like that. I mean, it's just crazy whenever you get this many people in a car and drive across the U.S., something's bound to happen.
Well, that's the fun thing about
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, our tour bus got a flat tire on the trailer that was the tour bus was pulling, and there's also times where I think we were at the I'm blanking, Mount Rushmore.
Oh my gosh.
And
yes, that's a good one.
our bus can
Yeah.
only go like, we're driving up this mountain, and it can only go like 30.
No,
No, it was like 5
miles.
miles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like I could
it was
push
like
it.
10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we
it was
were
like
like,
nothing.
I think it took us 2 hours to get.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
That's
the bus,
strange.
it kept overheating, so we'd have
Yeah.
to stop and wait.
But the flat tire was an interesting one because that thing was like shredded. The whole like rim was bent. The axle was like shot. So just those moments when you're like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get to our destination?
Right.
And
Yeah.
things always work out. We're here today, sitting here, and we're fine. But in the moment, you're like, it's almost comical. Like, what else could happen? What could go wrong? And
Yeah.
we're pulling everything out of the trailer, and we're throwing it in the bus to try to take weight off the trailer. And I mean, half of us had already broken our backs just from all that heavy equipment. So it's just makes a good story.
It's an adventure.
Earning our stripes.
Yeah.
Well, in closing, where do you picture yourselves in 5-10 years from now?
Well, ideally, we'd be doing this. Keep
Small
doing.
clubs or bigger?
Well, yeah. No, yeah, both. I mean, we love the intimate, feel of a 1,000-person club or whatever, and we'd love to play bigger stages too someday. But so I mean, yeah, definitely making more music, keep this going as long as we can. In the near distant future, we're going to release another music video this year for our second single called Sweet Release off our newest album, Great Matters. And then we're writing new music right now, and hopefully get some new content out even possibly this year. And so, I don't know, some big things coming down the pipeline that we're really excited about.
Yeah, I think the goal is to eventually do this full time. I mean, we all still have day jobs and stuff we're committed to right now, and doing music as much as possible, but I think, you know, we all want to be doing this full time eventually.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Appreciate it. And have a good show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Will do.
Right. Well.
Right, bye.